GTA 5 gives you 3 ways out. Franklin's holding the gun, and his choice rewrites the entire map: who lives, who dies, who stays playable, and which relationships burn beyond repair. After the Union Depository heist, Franklin gets hit from 2 angles. Steve Haynes from the FIB wants Trevor dead because he's too much of a loose cannon, and billionaire Devin Weston wants Michael eliminated for messing up his business deals and holding him responsible for the death of his lawyer, Molly Schultz. Franklin's sitting on 3 options: kill Trevor, kill Michael, or tell both of them to kick rocks and go to war. The setup: how Franklin got cornered. Steve Haynes is a decorated but corrupt FIB agent who hosts a reality TV show called The Underbelly of Paradise. He's been using Michael, Trevor, and Franklin as his personal hit squad to sabotage the rival IAA agency, all to secure more government funding and boost his career. Dave Norton is Haynes' subordinate, the agent who originally made the deal with Michael back in 2004 to fake Michael's death after the botched Ludendorff heist. Unlike Haynes, Norton's less corrupt, more reasonable, prefers solving problems without violence, but he's still dirty. Devin Weston is an egotistical billionaire who owns Merryweather Security and multiple businesses across San Andreas. He hired the trio to steal luxury cars, then backed out of paying them. He also tried shutting down Michael's movie production for an insurance payout. When Michael defends his family from a Merryweather hit squad Weston sent, the billionaire decides Michael has to die. Both Haynes and Weston approach Franklin separately, each demanding he pull the trigger on one of his friends. Franklin's stuck in the middle: betray Michael, betray Trevor, or find another way. Option A: terminate Trevor. Franklin meets Trevor under the guise of talking things out. Trevor thinks it's about Michael. Franklin pulls the gun, calls Trevor the crazy one, tells him he's gonna get them all killed. Trevor, feeling betrayed for the 2nd time in his life, bolts in his truck. Michael shows up mid-chase and rams Trevor's ride straight into an oil tanker. Trevor crawls out soaked in gasoline, screaming at both of them for the backstab. Either Franklin or Michael lights him up. Doesn't matter who pulls the trigger, Trevor burns alive. After the credits roll, you can only play as Franklin and Michael. Trevor's gone permanently. His share of the heist gets split between the 2 survivors. Trevor's businesses scatter or close. Michael and Franklin stay friends, but Michael won't hang with Franklin anymore. Says he needs time after what just happened. The trust is fractured but not completely shattered. Consequences ripple through the supporting cast. Jimmy DeSanta won't hang out with Michael or Franklin anymore because of their involvement in Trevor's death. The few people who genuinely cared about Trevor lose him, and Franklin carries the weight of burning a man alive for the FIB. Option B: terminate Michael. Franklin sets up a meeting with Michael. They argue while running through the Palmer-Taylor power station. Michael climbs a tower, Franklin chases. They scuffle at the top. Franklin shoves Michael off the edge, catches him by the hand at the last second. The game gives you the choice to pull him up or let him drop. Doesn't matter. Michael headbutts Franklin either way, loses his grip, falls to his death. Franklin walks away and calls Lamar to patch things up. You lose Michael as a playable character permanently. His cut from the heist goes to his family. Trevor finds out, calls Franklin, says he's dead to him. Amanda sends Franklin a message swearing that she knows he killed her husband, tells him to stay away from her family, wishes him hell. Jimmy calls Trevor for consolation and curses Franklin. This is the loneliest ending. Franklin's isolated, burned every bridge, got nothing but blood money and a guilty conscience. Trevor considers Franklin dead to him because loyalty was everything, and Franklin just torched it. Amanda knows. Jimmy knows. The DeSanta family will never forgive him. Of all 3 endings, Option B hits Franklin the hardest emotionally. He killed his mentor, the man who pulled him out of repo work and showed him the big leagues, just to please a billionaire who already scammed him. Franklin realizes too late that chasing the American dream cost him everything that mattered. Option C: Deathwish, the 3rd way. Franklin calls Lester. At first, they can't figure out how to save both Michael and Trevor. Then Lester has an idea. Set a trap at the foundry, bait both the FIB and Merryweather into thinking they're melting down the Union Depository gold. Franklin, Michael, Trevor, and Lamar light up both squads in a full-scale shootout. Once the smoke clears, the trio splits up to settle every score with Lester's help tracking targets. Trevor takes out Steve Haynes, finds him filming his TV show on a Ferris wheel at Del Perro Pier, snipes him in the head. Michael hunts down Harold Stretch Joseph at the B.J. Smith Recreation Center. Stretch is a family's OG who turned Ballas affiliate in prison, set up Franklin and Lamar multiple times, got people killed. Michael puts him down. Franklin ambushes Wei Cheng and his triad crew at the Pacific Bluffs Country Club. Chung had beef with Trevor throughout the game, and Franklin wipes out the motorcade. Trevor kidnaps Devin Weston last. He storms Weston's mansion, fights through Merryweather guards, finds the billionaire hiding in a trunk near the pool. Trevor knocks him out with one punch, stuffs him in the trunk of his own car, drives it to the Chiliad Mountain State Wilderness. All 3 meet up, taunt Weston through the trunk. Weston tries negotiating, offering money, begging, then they shove the car off a cliff. It explodes midair. Weston's gone. The three drive off as friends. Flawed, dysfunctional, barely tolerable to each other, but alive. Everyone stays playable post-game. All three split the heist cash equally. No restrictions on hangouts, no burned relationships. The news reports it as chaos across Los Santos, celebrity FIB agent killed on set, billionaire investor disappeared after a shootout, gangster murdered in Chamberlain Hills, triad boss dead. Merryweather shuts down domestic operations. Nobody connects the dots back to Franklin, Michael, and Trevor. Deathwish implies something important. Weston wasn't well liked. Nobody comes after the trio for killing him. The police list him as missing when his body isn't found. Don Percival, Merryweather's CEO, emails Michael and Trevor thanking them for killing Weston. Says it let him buy Weston's shares at a discount. Even Weston's own business partner celebrated his death. After Steve Haynes dies, Dave Norton gets promoted and takes over hosting The Underbelly of Paradise. Dave survives because Trevor wanted to kill him too for shooting Brad in Ludendorff, but Michael convinces Trevor they need Dave alive so the FIB doesn't come hunting for them later. Dave stays in the shadows, keeps his mouth shut, and moves up the ladder. Supporting cast in the aftermath. Lamar survives all three endings. If you pick A or B, he's forced to lay low because of Stretch and can only hang with Franklin at night. In Deathwish, Stretch gets clapped by Michael, so Lamar's free to roll anytime without looking over his shoulder. Jimmy's fate depends on the choice too. Kill Trevor and Jimmy stays cool with Franklin. He doesn't know Franklin was involved. Kill Michael and Jimmy cuts off both Franklin and Trevor completely. Deathwish keeps Jimmy available to hang with all three protagonists. Jimmy never fully recovers from his father's dysfunction, but at least in the canon ending, he still has a father. Amanda and Tracy don't die in any ending, but their trust does. Kill Michael and Amanda's sending death threats to Franklin, swearing revenge. Tracy loses her father. The family that was already broken shatters completely. Deathwish keeps the DeSanta family dysfunctional but intact. They're still a mess, but they're alive and together. Lester stays in the shadows no matter what. He's the architect, never the casualty. He wires the heist cuts to whoever's still breathing, keeps his head down, moves on to the next score. Lester's the one constant. He'll outlive them all because he never puts himself on the front line. Which ending is canon? Deathwish is the official ending, confirmed across multiple GTA Online updates. In 2017's Smuggler's Run, Ron mentions Trevor went all Vinewood and became too important for him. In 2019's Diamond Casino update, Tao Cheng mentions almost getting killed at a country club, the exact spot Franklin ambushed his father Wei Cheng in the Deathwish ending. In 2021's contract update, Franklin casually references Michael working as a movie producer at Richard's Majestic Studios, confirming he's alive and thriving. Rockstar never said it outright in the base game, but the breadcrumbs across online content don't lie. If you've made it this far, you're clearly deep in GTA lore with us, so subscribe if you haven't already. We break down every mission, every character, every hidden detail across the entire franchise. Post-canon life, where they ended up. In the canon timeline, Michael's working as a producer at Richard's Majestic Studios as of 2021. He finally got to live out his movie fantasy without the guilt, without faking his death, just making films in Vinewood. It's what he always wanted. Legitimacy, respect, a career in entertainment. Franklin started a family with Tanisha, the girl he'd been chasing since the beginning, the one who told him on her wedding day he needed to change. By 2021, Franklin runs legitimate businesses through his agency, got out of the street life, became the man Tanisha wanted him to be. He's clean, wealthy, and finally at peace. Trevor's fate is the haziest and most Trevor. He became a lifestyle guru and went Vinewood by 2017, probably selling self-help courses, running yoga retreats, or starting some cult. He tried barging into Franklin's office in 2021, so he's still kicking and still causing problems. His businesses across Los Santos and Blaine County sit abandoned or reclaimed. But the man himself is out there somewhere, reinventing himself for the 10th time. Trevor never dies. He just evolves into weirder versions of himself. Franklin got the cleanest exit, settled down, built an empire, married the woman he loved. Michael finally found fulfillment making movies instead of robbing banks. Trevor? Still Trevor, just with a yoga mat instead of a meth lab, probably scamming wellness influencers instead of rival gangs. They all survived, stayed friends in their dysfunctional way, and walked away from the life that nearly killed them a dozen times over. The three protagonists limped to the finish line together, broke, traumatized, and morally bankrupt, but alive and richer than they'd ever been. In a city built on broken dreams and blood money, that counts as a happy ending. You just saw how it ends. Now see the missions that almost killed them before they got there. From Trevor's torture scene to that nightmare IAA stealth job, some missions in GTA 5 were straight up lethal. Watch the most dangerous GTA missions explained in 13 minutes to relive the chaos that nearly flatlined all 3 before the finale. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button. We're breaking down every corner of the GTA universe, one mission at a time.